addiction and recovery. So, where it starts, this is where my story really begins. So, buckle up for a ride of raw truth, hurt, shame, and then victory. Drug education. Drug education. So, I think that's a new word that we need to put out there. Drug education. So I want to take a minute and raise awareness to drug addiction and the trials and tribulations that come with the territory of addiction. I was an active IEP drug user for 7 years. The person I once was is no longer. I would love to think of what went so wrong in my childhood, but I couldn't find an answer. As I dug deeper, I realized that I might not have been as secure as I perceived on the outside. When I started dating my first high school boyfriend, he was in a different crowd. I was shy. I came from a French school. I didn't know too many people. I met this boyfriend at a new school. Everything changed. I became really popular. The girls looked up to me. The boys flocked to me. This was a new experience. When I came from extended French high school, where every other girl was an Abercrombie or Hollister with a pair of Uggs, I didn't even know what Uggs were before I went to this high school. Polos from Hollister. I was wearing Baby Fat and Tim's. Finally, I felt I fit in. I tried to get out of my comfort zone and fit in with my boyfriend and his lifestyle. I would occasionally smoke pot. I'll never forget my first time. We were away at his cottage and we smoked in the dock and we stayed outside for hours due to the anxiety of seeing his parents. My anxiety took over and I couldn't be seen until I calmed down. I only smoked from that moment on when I was spending the night, and there was no way I'd be seeing my mother. I was one of those girls that didn't need to be high to enjoy life. So this is when things all started to change. When I was in grade 11, I remember it like it was yesterday, listening to Cypress Hill and Cottonmouth Kings. This guy of the name Jesse turned back and said, "Hey, I have something to tell you. Your boyfriend? Well, he's using Oxycontin." My stomach dropped. I felt my heart fall into my stomach and butterflies dancing so quick. I felt sick. I confronted my boyfriend, and of course, he denied it. And who was I going to believe? Him? I took his word for it, and life continued. Until one day, I realized my boyfriend had left his wallet at my house. A week went by. He didn't bring it up. I figured maybe I'd bring it back to his house. But something in my gut was telling me, open the wallet. Open the wallet. Finally, I did. Again, being naive, I only looked in the bill slot. I see nothing. As I was closing the wallet, I felt something inside the card slot. When I looked, I was surprised to see 2 pink pills, which ended up being 10 milligram Oxycontin. I get to my boyfriend's house acting as normal as possible, just to pull out the pills and tell him that I wanted to indulge. That was my first time ever being high and ever trying a prescribed narcotic. From that night forward, he started including me in the mix, and in my mind, I saw it so different. To him, having me use made it so much easier for him. No more hiding it from the parents and me. Now he had me on his side. It's like the saying your parents probably said to you, You are who you hang out with. That's what I decided to ignore. My drug use moved from what I thought was recreational, but before I knew it, I was using every day. My boyfriend was prescribed oxys by his doctor to wean off, so he would use me to trick his mom and get the pills and bring them downstairs, and he'd split them with me. That was the start of my downfall. At the time, I needed very little. I would throw up every time I did it. For some reason, as bad as I felt, I didn't stop. Eventually, that subsided. I started to want the pills and look forward to our weekends, which, of course, turned out to be a couple times a week to suddenly every day of the week. We were coming into our second year of dating. It's summertime. Every year, his family would go to the cottage for 1 week. The year before was great. Honestly, probably one of the best, even to this day, memories of our relationship, which now has ended a long time ago, but was that first year at the cottage. So, our second year, we made sure that we'd scored enough drugs to last us our entire week. But by the time that we got there, half our stuff was gone. We'd already consumed it. I wasn't understanding what I was feeling. I had no energy. My bones were hurting. I just didn't want to be doing anything, let alone laying on a hot beach. My boyfriend was extremely irritable. When I finally told him how I was feeling, he looked at me and told me, "You're withdrawing." I won't lie, I had no idea. That's why, I had absolutely no idea that that was what I was feeling. And had he not told me, I think I would have been able to let it pass. Because that's when I started to notice that I was getting night sweats, restless legs, the feeling of bugs underneath my skin.